All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another session of the Samuel Kukumo Live Experience. Let me turn off my notifications so that everybody will not be hearing that weird sound while we're live. Give me a quick second. How have you been as the week gone for you? Are you hungry? I know it's hunger we came to discuss today. Give me a quick second. Sorry. How do you turn off this sound? Let me adjust. I hope it doesn't disturb because I can't find where to turn it off. But anyway, welcome to tonight's session. I haven't posted it on my WhatsApp to let people know it's live. I think Jennifer will handle that. Anyway, welcome to today's session. I'm super excited about this. As you may have already seen through the banners and the various images, today we're kicking off a new series called Hunger, the World and the Way, right? Let me do some quick office keeping, like sending the link to our guest to make sure that, he as well can invite his people, and then posting it on my WhatsApp status so that people know it is time to come and join us for our award-winning Samuel Kukumo Live Experience. Now that that is all sorted, so when you say you're hungry, let's be clear about the kind of hungry it is. Right? Anyway, now that that is all sorted, all the housekeeping, all the cleaning, all the links have been sent to where we need to send it to, I would like to bring on board my guest for today. And there's a reason. If you've been following this for a while, I typically would have like teachings first, and after having the teachings, I'll then bring someone in. But there's a reason why I'm bringing Icon on, Mr. Stephen Adediba. And that is because this is somebody that I think embodies the message that I want to pass across with this series. So I really feel like instead of me just coming here with my Thomas Shelby cap, right? With my Thomas Shelby cap, yapping and yapping and yapping, and my quarter gray beard, or whatever you call it, and just telling you and telling you and telling you. How about I show you by bringing somebody that lives this thing and having a conversation, the kind of conversation, I like to say something and I say it boldly, the kind of conversation that that me and some of my friends have conversations that if people get to listen in on, it's actually quite a privilege, and that's what I'm trying to bring here for you. So allow me to make welcome the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, the chief of, I don't even know how to do this. Bro, it's you that will still come and teach me. Mr. Stephen Adediba. Oh, yeah, come and correct me. How was I supposed to do that?
Oh, no, that's really excellent.
Nice one. Don't tell me the truth.
Boss. No, that's perfect. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, daddy. Latest daddy in town.
Abi.
Just so you know, if anytime in between this, there is too much yelling or babies crying and whatnot, and you have to excuse yourself. I understand it has happened to me before on this live session when I heard crying from my baby and I left. I basically told everybody, wait till I'm coming. Something is going on and I left. So if you have to go for daddy duties, that is fine. So how have you been, bro? How was it on top of the world today? From your throne at your office?
Very fine. All thanks to God. We had a very hectic day, but I mean, what do we have to do? We are hungry, so we won't give up. We'll keep pushing.
We don't start like that now. We are hungry. Somebody in the comment section is already saying that she's hungry. Anyway, so as I, briefed you before when I invited you to be our honorable guest on our humble show, leaving the high mountains of your office in media, coming to help us to manage this our lowly studio online, leaving your billion-dollar empire to grace our stage. I want to say thank you, first of all. And like I said, what I was introducing you, right? This series came about when I had a conversation with one of my friends, Eben. It was actually on what's it called? It was on the show a couple of weeks ago, and it was essentially talking about how some of the people he had hired, and they might be talented, they might be whatnot, but he has noticed that there's something that they just don't have that does not birth a certain level of excellence in them. That it seems like they're just okay, right? And I said, bro, I know what that is. The thing is, they are not hungry, right? That there's a certain level of hunger that you need for you to actually excel. Like I briefed you before, when I told you about this, I said the easiest way for me to explain what I'm trying to pass on to people, the message I'm trying to pass on to people with this series is let the young, it's a saying, I don't know who said it, but let me just quote it. Let the young man out of his desperation go out to kill an elephant, to hunt an elephant, right? If he kills one, his poverty ends. If the elephant kills him, his poverty still ends. While it says to end his poverty, I feel like you can change that, interchange that with like hunger. I feel like there's a tendency, there's a need for you to be desperate. There's a need for you to be angry. There's another saying that an hungry man is an angry man, right? There's a need for you to be angry at your current situation, enough for you to go out and do the seemingly unimaginable in order to end that situation. So, what does that mean to you when you hear that, that quote, and how does it relate to you?
All right. I'm so honored. Let me start by saying I feel so excited to be on your platform to share the same stage with you. King Kokumo, I'm so honored and I really do appreciate you for considering me worthy to be on your platform.
Politician, you know what you're doing.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm being very sincere. When you see people who are giving their best shots to whatsoever they do, it's also very essential for you to celebrate excellence if you must attract the same. So we have to give honor to whom honor is due so that we can also attract the same level of excellence in our respective life. And I want to appreciate you. Thank you for all that you're doing. Reacting to what you just said, to be very honest, I think I'm a living proof of my life epitomizes some of these analogies that you've given. A young guy, from Lagos, I could recall growing up, my uncle came home, and to be honest, he currently works at University College Hospital Ibadan. So when he comes home, then we always look forward to having him around. He dresses in suits, looks very good with his big bag. When he comes home, I'm talking way back as far as some 20 years ago. So when he comes visiting, he'll dip his hand in his pocket on his way going and hands us 100 naira notes, each one of us. And my dad, mint at that time. My dad said something that, so when he left on his way going, my dad said, if you want to be like him, you have to read. You need to study really hard and you can definitely be like him. But there was another experience I had that was contrary to the one I had. Beyond the facade that I saw him coming to Lagos to show us that he's already a successful person, I visited and I saw that the next question that came to my mind when I visited was, is this actually the kind of life I want to live? That's contrary to the kind of perception that I have and the kind of image that I have. And let me state categorically that a dream is not what makes a man sleeps. Your dream is what keeps you awake.
100%.
And as a matter of fact, many people at this critical point in time, especially young people, I won't want to say Gen Zs because I don't want to have generational sentiments or I want to condescend some other generation. Yeah, but to be very honest, most people are not hungry. Many people are just too satisfied and too contented with whatsoever. I'm not saying you should not be content with whatsoever you have, but I'm saying that there can be more. Many people have failed to understand that the successes of yesterday ended yesterday. Success is not even measured in the past. It's measured in the present. So let's take, for instance, King Kokumo has been an award-winning podcaster. He has done that for years, an award-winning podcaster. And he got that award 2024. To be honest, if he doesn't record more level of success, that success he has recorded has ended yesterday. So he needs to do more to be relevant today. So the relevance of today is a function of the kind of success that we continually record, not the ones that we have recorded. So most people continually rest on their horses. They are so satisfied with the little that they have. I've also been in that situation, and I feel people just need to be uncomfortable with ordinary life.
Bro, that thing you said, we have to dig deeper, right?
Okay.
People have to be uncomfortable with ordinary life. See, I like when I have someone like you. You know why I like anytime I bring a guest like you on this? Because then I can talk freely. Because sometimes, because I'm not seeing anybody, I don't know if somebody's just like, this one, no, this one. It's easy for you to say, but I thank God you are the one. It's you that said it too. It's you that said it. People need to be what? Uncomfortable with ordinary life. Now, I think just to sort of go deeper into that, I think one of the most selfish things for anybody to say is, leave me. I just want a simple life. I just want an ordinary life. I don't want any stress. I don't want any trouble. Right? I think it's a selfish thing for you to say, because it's kind of like the same way that on Facebook back then, all of us, including me, we used to put when they say, "What is your opinion on politics?" You say, "Not interested." Right? But fast forward 10 years, 15 years now, I am very interested in that politics because it affects how much fuel it is, right? So
absolutely.
What I'm trying, let me now bring it back to the ordinary life. You say you want an ordinary life. You say you want a simple life. You just want to you can have a quiet life and still be super insanely wealthy. You can have a simple life and still be influential and whatnot. But I feel like people just use that as a cop out so that they'll have an excuse for not going for what they want. And the reason why I find it hypocritical is anytime they find themselves in a critical position, they now have to go and meet the people that opted for extraordinary to save them. I want a simple life. I want a simple life. I want an ordinary life. But if something happens beyond that ordinary, if something shocks you out of it, now you need extraordinary people to actually pull you out. So essentially what you're saying is, I want to live my life in such a way that other people work, and then I hope that they come and save me when I need the help. So absolutely. I'm sorry that I interrupted your flow.
No. So maybe, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Awesome. So I really resonated with what you said, but I think I jumped the gun a little bit. I jumped the gun with me and you started firing the gun. What I should have started with is a question that sort of introduces you. Can you tell us like a quick rundown of the past, say, 10 years of your life? This is where you were, what you did, what you've been able to achieve by now, what you think the turning point was for you. If there was a single day that you feel like a decision that you made that made you who you are now, just paint us a picture of what that looks like.
Okay, interesting. Well, like my hosts did introduce. My name is Stephen Adedigba. Most people call me Icon. I'm a graduate of mass communication. My key interest is in public relations, advertising, and broadcasting. As soon as I was done in school, 2018, the very first job I got was working in the United Food Industries Limited. That's Dufil Premier Foods. I was youth marketing manager, and I handled that for about 4 years. I was doing that pan Nigeria. I did Southwest, and after that, I was promoted to becoming a regional marketing manager. I was handling the whole of Southwest for Dufil Premier Foods. Yes. And there we're coming up with creatives, ideas on how the brand, Indomie is one of the biggest FMCG companies in the country, and we're looking at how best we could penetrate the younger population. And after a while, I was transferred to Benin to handle. So I've worked with brands like Indomie, Kellogg's, Ipo, Pringles, Minimi, Ipo, Nobel Carpet. These were some of the mother brands from Indomie noodles. After which I was promoted to the regional marketing role. I was transferred to the South Central, that's Edo precisely, to work as the regional marketing manager for Minimi Noodles. So, well, when I got there, I wasn't really interested because that was basically not what I wanted. That was the peak of the career at then. I got there very early on the grounds that I started pretty early, the career path. And I had to resign. I resigned from Dufil Prima Foods. Uh, I came back to Ibadan. Though I used to work in Lagos, but I mean, waking so early, getting to work so late, you feel so fatigued. I mean, I wasn't really interested in that kind of life. I wanted more so that I could live a better life in a more conducive environment. So that was what led to me doing and processing my transfer to Ibadan. So I'm getting to Ibadan, after a while, I think I did it about 2 years. They transferred me to Benin, and I wasn't really interested. My dream at that time wasn't in sync with working in Edo, so I had to resign. So to be honest, I was out of status. I mean, when I say out of status, I was out of job for like 1 year. And to be very, very honest, I wasn't doing anything, but you can barely say I wasn't doing anything because I always have to move. I always have to move. I'll dress very early in the morning, dress so neatly, pick up my bag, my laptop, go to NCC because before I was done in school, I interned with Nigerian Communications Commission. That's the regulatory agency for telecommunication activities in the country. So I understood the nitty-gritty of their operations and some of the things that they do. Like that's not enough. I was always there. I do some academic writings for people. One of my bosses there who knew that I do writings told me that what do I currently do? I told him nothing but anything. So I started working on jingle production, writing scripts for people. Some of those people who were staff of Nigerian Communications Commission as at then, I'm sure maybe at a later time, many of them might see this and they could testify to it. Many of them were having their postgraduate courses, and it requires that they needed a research assistant. And I had to position myself that, come, do this for you. So I did for the first person out of 100, I think he had about 88%. He was having his master's by correspondence. That's he's studying out of the country, but by correspondence. So I wrote the first one, and he saw that he had 88, and some people from his own class didn't have that. So he told other people about the program and what I did for him. And to be very honest, I became the research assistant to about 14 of them. At that time, because I wasn't so prepared for it, so it was a bit difficult for me to place premium value on the service I was rendering. Because for me, I was whiling away time, and in a little way, I was also making money. So fast forward to some months after that time, I mean, I'd done for so many of them. I mean, you cannot even tell if I was out of status. I was looking good. I resumed the same time they resumed. I closed almost the same time they resumed. So they closed. So you can't really tell if I didn't have a job, right?
So you were at a job, but you didn't have a job.
I didn't have a job, to be very honest. I didn't have a job. So after that time, I met someone who asked me that what did I study, and I told him I studied mass communication, and he said, what did I major? To be very honest, I majored in print. That's if even in my practice, I should probably be a journalist working in a newspaper company. So based on my writing trainings and all. But he said there's a minister in the Federal Republic of Nigeria who is currently building a radio station in Ibadan. That he doesn't know if I'll be interested. I'm like, and for someone like me, to be very honest, growing up in Lagos, one of the things that I've always had in mind was to at least have to speak maybe 10 minutes on radio.
Wow. And now they are
that was the biggest dream, to be very honest, as of that time, talking of 2018. That was like the biggest dream I ever had in my life. One of the biggest of the dreams I had. Like, just to be on radio, I do some nuggets that I share daily. So I felt if I could record them and I could place them on radio at least. You know, I used to listen to Miwa Folabi those days. Frankly speaking, with Miwa Folabi, I mean, those were some of the things I listened to. So it changed my perception, and I felt, okay, I have some stuff too that I could share with the younger generation that could really be instrumental towards helping them shape their lives. To be honest, when he said that, it didn't really make any sense to me, because I felt me being at the helm of affairs of a radio station. I mean, it didn't really make any sense. Someone wanted to just... Sir?
I said, young man has seen elephants. The young man has met the elephant.
Exactly. So, I mean, the next thing that came to mind was, okay. So, they were working on the radio station, and after about 2 months, the guy scheduled a conference call with myself and the minister. The man was the then Minister of Youth and Sport under Buhari's regime. And they scheduled an interview session. And the guy said, what's my experience? And I said, I've worked in the FMCG space. I studied mass communication. And to be honest, if he gives me any opportunity, I'll be ready to make him proud. And he said, when can I resume? And that the interview was on a Thursday. And he said I should resume on Monday. And I resumed on Monday. The radio had no structure. The only thing that was there were equipment. The building was there. The offices were not even labeled. It had no structure. The only thing that was there was it had a name. It had no slogan. It had no philosophy. It had no mission. It has no vision statement. So it was like me building from scratch.
Without any, have you ever worked in a radio station before?
I've never worked in a radio station. In fact, I've only had the opportunity to be interviewed on radio just twice before that appointment.
Let's all breathe. Let's get this right. First of all, I had your story, I was writing things down, and after a while I said I should stop. So because all of a sudden you're out of school, you are like, it's like you are living life on fast forward to some extent. It's like, imagine if you are watching you want to watch something, a movie, and somebody's like fast forwarding because they watched it before. Like, wait now, that's the way your story is right now. So you somehow made it to the top of the FMCG, what's it called, world at a rather young age, becoming regional manager at a brand that everybody here can identify, right? It's not like you're working at some small business or whatever. That's one. And then the fact that you didn't have a job and you were still dressing up and going to a job when you didn't have a job just to show up it's something. Let's start with that one. Like, what made you feel? Because the way I see it, the way I think anybody in that situation will be is like, okay, so I don't have a job. Let me probably just stay at home. Let me watch a couple of movies, catch up. Yeah, someone is asking we'll answer your question, Motaya. Let me just watch a couple of movies. Let me just sit on LinkedIn and be shooting for an interview. And then 2 weeks later, when people ask you how far, I'll say, I've been shooting for interview. I did not see anything. This Nigeria is bad. There's no job anywhere. This one, that. It's my village people. What made you feel like, you know what, I'm going to suit up and I'm going to go to NCC, right? Because now one person who does not have sense, I said it. One person who does not have sense will say, it's because he has entered in NCC, so he knows people there. He has connection. But somebody might have connection and still not go. What made you go?
Yeah, so what actually took me there is the fact that I mean, there's something always telling me that, come, Bobo, there is more to what you can achieve. I mean, you can't just...
Sorry, what's that something? Is it one in that used to appear to you in your dream? What's the thing?
To be very honest, I feel so uncomfortable with the current life that I was living. And I think I desired more. I was really desirous of more. To be very honest, at that time, I made a first class. So there was a drive for me that in school, in fact, some of my colleagues became my enemy on the grounds that I'm always leading the class. So many of them, I heard them saying, we will see what is life, what you will come up with in life. So
I know that feeling.
that
I
was
know
a
that
drive
feeling.
for me that come, I was the only first class graduate from my class, so I felt that the pressure was really much, and I didn't want to disgrace my family, disgrace myself, and I wanted to prove them wrong. That I won't be one of the individuals who had first class without a
But you are
better
stuck
life.
in
I don't want to be stuck.
100%.
So, I mean, I was always going there. And another thing was going to NCC at that time. Most of the people who were newly employed, who were senior managers, officers, SM, DM, PM, are younger people of my age. So they were not people that were older, like 10 years older than me. They were like people of my age brackets. So if I'm seeing their life moving on a higher trajectory, it's an indication for me to know that there is more to what I can become.
So you needed the environment.
I needed that environment because these were people who are way ahead of me, who were doing better than I was doing. And I didn't want to be complacent because complacency would keep me stuck, would not make me know that there is a life better than the one I'm presently living. So when I move around those people, I understand that I can smell the same way like the people I hang out with. So it was very essential for me to be in that space. And to be very honest, that changed a lot about my perception, about how best I see things, about how best I want to relate and do some other things. And one of the essential things that also took me out was, if you are not available, you will not be available to be spotted for excellence. No one cares about you, about what you do behind closed door. There are instances that people need to see what you are doing before you can attract the kind of success that you so desire. So many people just want to stay behind closed door. Some people are just behind closed door. They are not ready to position themselves. So positioning is also very strategic. I mean, it's something that is very essential for anyone who must get to the top. Because for me, I've not seen someone who climbs the ladder from the top. You rather climb from the last rung to the top. But the problem now
100%.
is most young people want to climb the ladder from the top with their two hands in their pockets. There's a place of work. There's a place of common sense.
I'm trying to imagine that you want to climb the ladder from the top with your two hands in your pocket. You know what? Let me quickly, because you are literally spraying a lot right now, and I want to make sure that it is not missed. I like calling nowadays. I made a vow to myself that I'll start calling out people that don't have sense. Because maybe out of every 10 people that don't have sense, not that I have all the sense too, people are calling me too out too. But maybe after I call out, let's say like 10 people, maybe one person will have sense. Let me tell you something. You said something like you are seeing people that are in your age bracket that are senior officers. One person that do not have sense, what they will be looking at is, have you ever seen people that make excuses for other people's success? Like that one is because they went to Covenant University now.
Best.
Once you see Covenant University, they will hire them. That one has connection. His daddy is something. You just be what I don't understand. The other person's advantage does not affect your own. Like I don't know. Get me? If the other person has an advantage, that means the game they are playing is different from your game. So why you? It's like they are playing golf. You are playing cricket. I am now saying their bat is one kind. You understand? You understood that, you didn't care, and you just knew that, see, I might not be doing what you're doing, but as long as I am within that cycle or that circle, right, I know for certain that things will be different, right? So that's one thing you said. Man, you said so much that I'm just trying to like take one after the other. And then you now said you needed to be a part of that, the environment. I'm trying to remember what else you said. You were part of the environment and you just wanted, you said something in passing. You know that when you said when you hang out with certain people, you start to smell like those people. I need us to go deep into that. Because when people see smell, some people might just think it's like smell like, it's not perfume we're talking about. There's an aura. There's an aura that rubs off on you when you're among people that are operating at a certain level. The way that one of my mentors explained it is like, not everybody here did physics, but there's this thing, there's this tool we use in the physics lab. It's like a fork like that. It can vibrate. Then when you touch, but I can use anything, but anything that is vibrating, imagine something is vibrating like this. When something else of the same nature touches it, sooner or later, this one starts vibrating too. There's a certain aura you get by being around certain people. But some people, because of their ego, right? Because like you said, they want to climb the ladder from the top instead of from the bottom with their hands in their pockets. When they see somebody that is vibrating like this, they start saying something stupid like, nah, somebody help them. He is from a good family. This, and you're not even making one single move. And I usually say it. I know I'm hogging the mic here, don't worry. I'll soon come back to you. I usually say it that social media has a very distinct way of grounding people because, and it happens to me too, a lot, right? It shows you, it's been oversaid. I don't know why we still have to say it. It shows you the best highlight reel of people, one. Two, there's so much to look at that you don't even have enough time to sit down and see where people are coming from. The person that you are looking at level 1000, I actually did it once. This guy, I'll drop names, Eric Gogoa, what's his name? I sat down one day and I said, let me just scroll down to like the first videos. And of course, it was looking awkward, it was looking weird. But that guy kept going. But one person will see that and, they just want to post 2 videos and go viral. And you know why they believe it's true? Do you know why they believe it's possible? Because they heard of one person that person never even have any followers, that 10 followers, just posted one video and it blew, right? I want you to speak about that because you're in media, right? There's something that you and I were talking about. We'll soon come back to how you met the minister. I want to point this out because you're in media. You and I were talking about something that I heard on Apostle Femi Lazarus's podcast, where I said, news is when it was said that news is when man bites dog and not the other way around. Do you think that through crowd engineering and through properly, hey, my guest has left. What went up? You had a call, Abby?
Yeah, it was a network.
Oh, that's okay.
So sorry.
So do you think, that's all good. Do you think that certain things are made to trend, certain headlines are meant to show more than others in order to trigger certain responses to people, even though it might not truly be real, being a person in media?
Absolutely. In preliminary studies in media, we're made to understand that there's always an agenda behind everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, agenda setting, that's what led to the agenda setting theory. The second phase of that is what we call the framing theory. And of course, in more advanced studies, there's something we call the hypodermic needle theory. We want people to see what we want them to see. We position their mind on the basis of what we want them to see. So there are numerous agenda. Yes, we position their mind. To be very honest, most people who are not so conversant with media are individuals who believe virtually everything they see in the media. There are always agendas behind every of those things, and it takes a very wise mind to be able to decipher what is right from what is not right. Preliminary studies in media also taught us what is news. News is not east, west, south. News is anything new. News is a man bites a dog. Is that news? Yes, it is. A dog bite a man. Is that news? That is also news. But which is more newsworthy? Because the media is positioned in the direction of sales. The media is positioned in the direction of positioning and changing people's perception. They will now position and send to you what you are really interested in. So other studies also said, who are the people who set the agenda? Is it the media or the people? The research has indicated that the people set the agenda, but the media, in alignment with the thoughts of the people, sets the agenda that the people want.
Let me get this straight. So they sense what you want to see. Then they give you the story that fits what you want to see, whether it is the right one or not. So
absolutely,
I don't want to, because this alone is a long conversation, but I want to come back to your story. So which means when I know that I have a population of young people that are looking to blow, if I continue to show blow stories, I know that that is what they are going to focus on, right? Whereas in
absolutely,
truth, you understand? In truth, the actual statistics of people, you have a higher chance of actually building into something big than hoping that one thing will make you blow. What do you think about that?
Definitely. I mean, that's just so profound, because in the actual sense of it, there's this Indomie syndrome. People are more interested in make it fast. Let me make it fast. Let me be at the limelight so fast. They see Pella doing live streaming. What comes to their head is, I just want to stream. I just want to stream without a clear vision, without purpose. Rick Warren said there are two important days in the life of a man. The first day is the day a man knows when he was born. The second day is the day the man knows why he was born. Most people today have no or little idea about their purpose. And that's why people are doing what they have not been cut out to do, running other people's race.
Icon, if you enter this thing, it will pass 2 hours. Our wives will come and knock our doors. I say one thing, everybody's looking for purpose like it's a lost wallet, right? Everybody's looking for purpose like, where's my purpose? Where's my purpose? Are we seeing my purpose? They are reading books here, they are reading books there. They are scrolling social media, just trying to catch something, catch a vibe, really. Whereas your purpose is locked inside you, the activities you do that opens your eyes to, the secrets or your tendencies, the things that feel easier for you, the things that get you angry, right? So I also wanted to quickly touch on that, especially because I think that one of the things that blocks people's anger is distraction, right? If you are somebody that has been, I don't want to get into the esoteric part of this, like the deeper things, because we can just keep going on and on. But the way the world is right now is such that there's enough for you. Your kind of distraction exists, no matter who you are, right? You think you are doing something, should I say, that helps you, but actually you're just distracting yourself. There are 500,000 course creators, 700,000 or millions of content creators, all of them with similar headline that watch this thing. In the next 5 minutes, I'll show you how to change your life with XYZZXY, right? You're in media, I'm in marketing. There's a certain way that merges. I am the right one that writes those kind of headlines. I'm a copywriter. And our job is what we say, you don't write for a mosquito bite. You write for a bleeding neck problem. If you have a bleeding neck problem, like if your neck is bleeding, you want to solve it fast. So we have to either identify your bleeding neck problem or make you feel, do I have a bleeding neck problem? Because people spend so much time on media, because People spend so much time without purpose, like you said. Now everybody is hooking you. What is social media if not just 1,000 hooks being thrown at you every day? Everybody's hooking you. This person wants you to watch their video. That person wants you to watch their video. This morning, you think that what will make your life good is content creation. Tomorrow morning is streaming. Next tomorrow is affiliate marketing. This one, next tomorrow is this. Everybody's hooking you in different directions, and you're still stuck in that cycle. You're stuck in the cycle. You're hoping for a better life. You never really sit calm and try to understand. Like, you are now listening to so many things, you don't even have time to do anything. Right? And I think that is what, so there's distraction. There are two sides of it. There's distraction where people just want to laugh away their troubles. They don't want to think about it. They are distracted enough to not get angry about it. There's always a new Netflix series. Even if there's nothing new, that your favorite series, there will be a new season next week. That's my prophecy. I don't know their schedule, but me, I know that once somebody's favorite series, next week there will be a new season. I'll be like, yes, it is here. One of the days my life changed. I don't remember the date was, and bro, when it comes to, it's funny how I'm the one that I'm speaking against things like this before. Maybe it's because I've experienced it. But there was a certain time in my life, right, that I am the guy that everybody used to borrow film from. DVDs. Like, I had like knapsack full of it. I even had like one album book that I used to put different ones, all 10 seasons of this, everything, you understand? Now, I'm not speaking against watching a movie. Of course, you have to, I tend to watch a sitcom every now and then. But the thing about that is, like I said, you just keep yourself distracted. You keep yourself distracted. You are not putting yourself in a space where you can say, wait, it's like people are scared to be bored. Like, the moment you don't have something that is just running on the background, what's it called? The moment you start to hear the voice in your head that is making you feel bad about your current situation, you just run to TikTok and watch something that makes you laugh. Then there's the other side of it, where you are trying to get your result as fast as possible. So since everybody is promising fast results, you're everybody's customer, and you don't know that you are actually selling out on the most important currency you have, which is your attention and your time. You understand? Everybody in media, their job, even you in radio, your job is to make somebody come and listen to your radio station, right? My job, or anybody in media, their job is to make them watch their video. If you are not, what's it called? If you are not purposeful, if you don't know what you're looking for, like that quote says, if you don't know where you're going, everywhere looks like it, right? We already went off on too much of a tangent. Let's go back to this situation of you. Now you are meeting the minister, right? You have a conversation with the minister of, like, let's put it in perspective. Before you had that conversation, who is the highest level government official that you've ever had an interaction with before then? So that people will not think that maybe you are Buhari's younger brother or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. During my NYSC, I served in the office of the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism in Oyo State. Okay. I mean, that's the highest political official that I've ever had a close interface with. I was working as his media head during my year of service. I mean, that was the just it.
Yeah. All right. Yes. So now you're speaking to like one of the top statesmen in Nigeria. He needs somebody that would handle his radio station. You do not have a single experience. Somebody was even asking that you didn't have an internship, not even an internship at the radio station. How did you convince him? Which jazz, make I use your Batoka, which jazz did you use to convince him that, you know what, I can handle this?
Well, to be very, very honest, I have never applied for a job in my life. Every of the job and opportunities I've got.
This thing you are saying will pain people.
No, to be very honest, and I'm being very sincere. Even I've gotten international gigs that has been on the basis of recommendation. and I'm being very sincere. The person who spoke to the minister about me, okay, let me get it more clear. So before the radio thing, I didn't know the guy who works at NCC was a younger brother to the minister. But myself and one of my friends is currently in the UK, George Osile Emmanuel. We started what we call Spice Radio. It was an online radio platform. Online. We rented a room at Songo, opposite Coca-Cola there, Leventis. We got that place. We were just two young guys with a dream, without money. We had no idea where the dream was leading us to. We were not making money. I mean, we leave our house at that time. So what we do is, as soon as I leave NCC at those time, I have a program there that I do weekly. It's called Ignite with Icon. So what do I do on the program? And beyond the platforms that I've gotten to be interviewed, I've also had the opportunity, because while I was serving in NCC as an intern, I met some people. While I was also having my while I was having my NYC stuff at the secretariat, I met with some political figures. So I was using that platform to drag many of them there. That was what that guy was seeing that convinced him, thinking, and that's where branding also comes in place. I also have this belief that you should not brand beyond the capacity that your product can offer. Most people are branding beyond what they can offer. You want to ask questions about what are your offerings. So the guy saw that as a program that was consistent on a weekly basis. And that's why consistency is also very key and crucial in whatsoever you are doing as an individual. The guy keeps saying that he knows that it was an online radio that was not even making money. And here is someone who was willing to hand over a terrestrial radio over to someone who is said to be a novice. At that time, to be honest, I was 27. And in the history of Southwest, I became the youngest general manager of a radio station in Southwest Nigeria, Lagos inclusive.
Crazy.
So I'm sure.
Please go.
Okay, I'm sure that the minister himself is a youth-friendly person. He's youth-centric. He wants people to grow, because the president of Nigeria today, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, also picked him up as a young boy of 21 on the street of Jos and made him one of his personal assistants. From PA, he became chief press secretary. He became media head. He became CPS in Lagos. Became chief of staff when he was governor. And now he was an executive commissioner at NCC. He became minister. He's currently serving as SA. He also believes in the fact that young people have plans to grow. Not everyone, but there are some things they would see in you. You know, you can have conversation with individuals within 2-3 minutes. You can know if someone is sensible or senseless. You can know.
You can say the senseless is important.
So, to be very honest, this Sunday Dare, the minister name is Sunday Dare, had people working with him at the ministry in Abuja, people who are of better qualification, people with better exposure, people who have been doing radio better. And I told him something at the inception. I said, sir, I have not done this before, but give me 1 year to see the magic I can perform. If after 1 year you are not convinced,
where did you get the audacity?
Because I think I know. The audacity there for me. When you are hungry, you know, there's a level you get hungry to, that you just want to be extraordinarily audacious. Because you know that without that opportunity, is either you are killed or you kill someone, or you meet your dream, or you don't meet your dream. So the best you can do is just to position yourself that, and that's why branding is also very essential for anyone desirous to make the top. I just knew. And before that time, I know that I'm someone who is not just always weak. I'm so studious, and I have this opportunity to be able to meet with people who have gone ahead of me. Myself, I've read thousands of biographies, have read about people. I was doing consultation within my first quarter, being general manager of a radio. I've met with some of the leading guys in the industry. I've learned from their stories.
So you were consulting?
Yes.
Within the first quarter of
I was
working as
consulting people.
Okay, you were consulting people, or people were coming to you for consultation?
No, I was consulting. I mean, I was visiting, not even consulting. I was visiting other radio stations to introduce myself to them, that I'm now in charge of Omoluabi Radio, and this is what we want to do. In fact, at the inauguration of the radio, the executive governor of the state was there, Seyi Makinde, and he said he has never seen a young guy like this speak with this high level of audacity. Because I said there are over 65 radio in Oyo State as of that time, and I said just give us 2 years, we'll be one of the top 15 in Oyo State. As I speak to you, there are 65 radio stations in Oyo State. Omoluabi Radio is number 7 with over 2.2 million active listeners. To the glory of God, to the shame of the devil. I mean, hard work went into it. Because one thing came to my mind, and what's that thing? I had a conviction that if I fail, I'd rather go back, I'll go back to level 0. If I succeed, there could be better opportunities for me. So I was not just satisfied with ordinary results. I was desirous of more, because I knew that more better result, because the reward of hard work is more work. If I get better results, there could be better platforms awaiting me. So the best I could do is I need to consistently remain hungry. The more hungry I am, the better for me. Because if I allow complacency to set in every of my dealings, I can be rest assured that I will just be erased. And there's this perception about the young people. I have in Oyo State general managers of radio with over 30 years experience. I faced a lot of marginalization in the industry. Many people said, how old is he? What year experience does he have? And I can tell you today, most of those radio are shut down as of today. And by November 26 this year, the radio will be 4 years. And we have done in 3 years, we have done what some radio that have been in existence that have lived over a decade could not do. That's just because I'm so hungry. I do not see.
You had something to prove.
I'm 31. I have something to prove. And I have people of 70 that works with me. I give leadership is about direction. I know what I want. You can't dictate to me what you think is right. Leadership is about giving a clear direction. So I decide for them because I know what is pursuing me. And I have a point to prove. I have someone to impress, not just impress with excellent results. So the hunger is always high, because the question again would be, who are the top leading radio stations in Oyo State? Splash FM, 15 years. Fresh FM, 10 years. Some others radio have used over 10 years. And I've been able to achieve what some of them could not achieve in the first 5 years of their existence. Not because I'm better, not because I'm more better or I'm more educated than many of them, but because I'm hungry to get them off the... I mean, I want to change that perception about the young people that come. We are not just young because our greatest fear is not that we are incapable. It's because we are more, we have the capacity beyond measures, beyond what people can fathom. I want to prove to them that there is more to what we can achieve. I want to prove to them that, not minding my background, not minding what I had in mind, that there could be more that I can do. So, people must understand, as a matter of fact, that when you don't have something pursuing you, you want to be in a position. It is someone who keeps working on his dream that prepares himself for opportunities. No one cares about what you do behind closed doors. People care and pay more attention to the result that you have got to show. People don't discuss process. People are not interested in what you tell them you can do. They pay more attention to the results that you can show. And that's why younger people must pay critical attention to living beyond mediocrity. And that's why, I get really angry because most young people are mediocres.
Bro, see, I'm sorry I have to cut in here. It is actually something that disgusts me a lot. Because I'm not saying Nigeria is good, right? It is where it is. But I think Nigeria is a very clear picture of the quality of people that most of us are. Don't let me say us, because I'm not.
Absolutely.
Because there's a certain level of anyhowness that if I see it in an old person or older person, I understand that, they've been in the system a while, maybe they are bored. But you that you're a younger person, just accepting things with the status quo is just disgusting to me. Because, and it's at different levels. There are some that just don't want anything out of life. It's disgusting. And there are some that, and there's something you said, you have to remain hungry. I want to lead to that. The best way for me to explain this is you find a business owner on, let's say, like Instagram. And yes, I'm saying this with a grudge. You find a business owner on something like Instagram. Me, I don't like to buy from most of these people that have like 10,000 followers, 30,000 followers, 40,000 followers, because most of them feel like they are bigger than life. Let me explain why. Because most business owners, young people, they did not set out to solve a problem or to prove a point. The only problem they set out to do is to solve the problem of their own hunger, not the kind of hunger we are talking about here, hunger of I just want to eat. So at a certain level, they start to feel bigger than life, right? And then they just expect to do the bare minimum. And these are the people that will be watching stuff like, Nike's all around the world. One day we'll take over the world, but you don't know how to communicate with customer in a way that, shows that you value them and you are thinking beyond the here and now. And it also appears in people, like, look at what you said, bro. Number one, you didn't have a job, but you were showing up. You did not know. See, sometimes there are some things you strategize and you gain, but there are some things you can't gain, right? There are some things you can't. There's something I believe, nobody will plan reach God, but if you yourself, you don't align, God's plan says sometimes you don't work for you. Because God's plan will not come and meet you on your bed. You did not know that this was the younger brother of a minister. You were not planning that this person should be seeing you going to your single room radio station. You were just doing you. You were just following your nudgings. You were just going out and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Bro, that's your radio station. It might even be just one laptop. That's what I'm imagining. One laptop, maybe one mic, not a huge setup. But at the point where you are presenting yourself, nobody is seeing the one laptop, one mic, one whatever. They are seeing your consistency and they are seeing your drive. And they want. I usually say, you say that you've never interviewed for any job. I have interviewed for jobs, but I always say something. I never go to an interview to interview for a job. I go there to take the job. No, I don't even go there to take the job. I go there with the assumption that I already have the job. I don't go there for them to ask me questions. I go there with a presentation. Every job I've ever got, I went there with ideas. I went there with strategies. I went there with samples. I went there to show you this is what it will look like when I'm there. So it is not that you are trying to guess, like, yeah, really. You just see that, okay, this is what it's going to deliver. It becomes a no-brainer. The last physical job I had, when we got to the waiting room, everybody was there. There were plenty of people. I was the only person with a laptop. Me and my Ankara top. And they were even asking me that why you wearing Ankara on Monday morning. I don't get shirts now. You get one. There was one white Ankara with white shirt with Ankara design. I used to wear a lot then. It was later that my colleague said they even used to describe me. I didn't even know. Well, yeah, if you like easy to describe me, I don't have another shirt. What do I do? I went there with my Ankara shirt with my laptop. In that laptop, I had a presentation showing them the plans I had for the business. The man said, "Sit down, Kokumo. How much do you want as take home?" I told him. They sent me the offer the next morning. I'm sure, it's sure for me, say, after I left that place, every other person that was interviewing for that role, the man already knew that, nah. So there's a certain level you mentioned it before, a certain smell, a certain aura, a certain scent, let me call it a scent. Sometimes it can be a scent and it can be a stench. There's a stench that disgusts people about you when they see that you are not going anywhere, right? You know, me and I discussed it one time. I said, you know the difference between an employee that came for a job and an employee that came for pay. Bro, you remember when last time we were at yours, your wife gave us a referral to this for a particular service. I was talking to them. I had to ask one of the staff there that, come, are you the owner of the business? She said, no. I said, they're paying you 1 million naira per month. She said, no. I said, I don't know what it is. I won't lie to you. If not that it will seem weird, I wanted to find a way to get that girl's personal number. Maybe I can hire her. She was following up with me like it is her business. Like there's a certain aura that I even wanted to cancel the shoot for certain reasons. Because of her, I just decided, okay, you know what, we have to work around it. Whereas I've talked to 2 other businesses before that. Those 2 other businesses were cheaper than these people. Those 2 other businesses, I didn't deal with them. These ones that are like maybe 3 times more expensive, because I just feel at peace, because there's somebody there communicating like a human being, and like somebody that actually wants to help me, and like somebody that it looks like is going somewhere. I felt more at peace releasing 2 times or 3 times. What am I saying? Let me calculate. Probably 4 times more. Whereas somebody is sitting on WhatsApp saying, buy for me today, I've not eaten. You will not eat, oh. You know it. Do you know sometimes I'll see an ad on Instagram, I'll click through, and the first message I message the person, the way the person is replying, I'm like, why did you waste your money on ads if you know you have this kind of attitude? You know it because you are not hungry enough for more than just. It's funny. Some people have a certain number in their mind where they just get complacent. For some people, once they've like sold like 3 or 4 things that day, like at all, I'm not hungry. Oh, sub to pay, and the transport fare is there, and normal guiding money that you go and use to do obile suya in the weekend. After that, your brain is off. It's just disgusting. Honestly, it's just disgusting. There's no spirit of excellence. There's no spirit of I want more. There's no difference between you. No insults to these people. That's the level they're playing. There was a certain place where I used to stay at Agbo. There's a certain aura that you get from them. All these women that are selling like fish and stuff. You know that they don't have to act nice to you. They have maybe 10 or 7, maybe 20, 20 fishes on there. And they know that with the amount of people that need to buy fish in this area, they will sell out that fish. So even if they should not treat you well, they know they will sell out. So sometimes they'll not even answer you. They'll say, pick it. They don't have any. It is weird for me to see a young person with that kind of mentality. Do you not go online? Do you not, bro? I'm going off on a rant. My first international gig, the guy that hired me was a 23-year-old or 24 years old.
23.
He started his business when he was 17. Bro, I first calmed down like, I got on the call, and like you said, leadership is not about anybody's age. They don't send anybody papa. The guy was talking to me like, hope you're able to do this. See, the aura I was getting from him was not a 22-year-old, but he put it there so that you know that, okay, I small, but still I know small. Last week, yeah. Alex, I don't bring my Agbo into this. I'll bring Agbo. Last week here, I got DM'd on LinkedIn about a gig that I just decided not to do. And I actually referred someone. Then I was now seeing the history, like, long story short, this is a business that is willing to pay $60,000 per year. Guess how old the guy is that owns the business? The guy is like 24 as well. Why is it that young people, and one Mumu person here, okay, not here, I believe all the people that are watching us have sense, but one Mumu person on the internet who says because it's in America, so there's opportunities in America, this one, that one, that one. The opportunity that you have, how are you doing it? Why is it that young people out there, right, they want to take over the world, but young people in Nigeria, they just want to eat? Catch cruise, they want to do enough that they can post on Instagram that they are better than their neighbor. I went to lounge. Look at me. I went to this, my Agbo crew is gathering in the comment section. I went to this nice place in Lagos. Oh, look at me, I bought the latest iPhone. I this, you know, you just want to do I better pass my neighbor. Whereas people that are half your age or 10 years younger than you, they are taking over the world. I don't want, bro. I don't want.
It's fine.
It's like you said, that sense of mediocrity. And you know the one that disgusts me the most? You think it's funny? Is it funny that every time it's you that you are down to last 2K? Why? You know they vex you. Every time, Sapa. Why? What is your affinity with Sapa? It's not funny. Sapa memes is not funny. It's not funny. Like I was talking to someone the other day. How much do you have in your account? Someone that actually care about that. I have like 5,000, and you are laughing. I'm not saying you should be ashamed though, but there's certain level of, in fact, be ashamed, but still guide. There's a certain level of discomfort and disgust you should have. Like, nah, this is what my life should look like, and people don't have that anymore. People's attitude is, if I broke, now my business. It's not your business. It's your children's business, because you're about to continue the cycle that you are speaking against, right? It's your children's business. You think that one day when you're 35 or 40, you magically become a millionaire. You that are saying if you're broke, your business. There are still people, sadly, there are still people that are down to the last 5K and they're in their 50s too. So you are just the younger representation of that person. All this affinity with Sapa, bro, let me just calm down. It actually annoys me anytime I see things like that. Like, what did I do? There's no job now. What did I do? Let me just, as long as I have sub to get on the internet, and I can, this one, down in school, you're just foolish. And there's a rude awakening that always comes, right? Either you now start to see some of your mates that are now going far ahead, then you're now like, oh, it's like I've wasted time. Then you now get desperate, then you start doing stupid things. You now start taking anything just to look like you said guide, just to look like you two are on the path. I put it to you that you may not even have had even if you were as motivated as you were, if you had not gotten to the level that you can get to a level where you're regional manager at a certain business and then resigning because it's not part of you. If you had not gotten to that level, even at that age of 27, 26, what another person of that age would probably be doing is, let me just go and look for any job just so that I'll be seeing a lot entering. But you were thinking, you probably had a certain level of standard that was guiding you that now, there are certain things that I just can't do. You understand? So we are still on this one. Right, so your hunger led you to it, your consistency in that your very small radio station, right? You literally started your own, and the minister respected it, got you, but now you're on the job. Were there times that you wonder like, oh, who sent me a message? That's one. Because you already mentioned it too, that you have to stay hungry. Another thing that disgusts me, I'm just talking about things that disgust me, is this I better pass my neighbor mentality, where when certain people, let's say you start making your first 500K or your first 800K per month, or your first whatever amount K you think is life-changing for you, you now feel like, yes, I've relaxed, my life is better. Hunger needs to be sustained. The moment you reach one mountain, the top of one mountain, the peak of one mountain, right, is the bottom of another, right? So you're in the business. Why? You finally got that job. Why didn't you just say, let me just do a good enough job so that the minister will not say that I am bad? Why did you set your sights for being top 15?
Interesting one. For me, excellence has always been part of my DNA, and I think it has to be sustained. The radios that are also doing really well are radio built on the bedrock of excellence. So if you are not excellent, you cannot even smell that height. You can't. So it requires that you also must set very high standards for yourself, and that's why you must never allow for complacency. But I'm not saying that every of this happened without or was devoid of challenges. So, I mean, there were challenges because it's one thing to have a dream. It's another thing to have individuals that are really interested to help you push that dream. Mediocrity, complacency, lack of excellence are some of the challenges I faced in my early days in broadcasting, especially in this Ibadan. You know, when you see someone, maybe you have marketing target of 15 million and they are doing 200,000 and they see it as they've done a billionaire. I mean, those things disgust me. Like people, little things like this, they see it like Babara. That's what you're about to call it. Only as Babara. They know I've arrived. Yes. There was an instance when we started. So, an organization sent us a letter indicating that they want to award us for excellence in broadcasting. And I told my team we will not attend because the credibility of the people who organized that event does not even depict excellence. We started broadcasting in less than 1 year. There were radio we were looking up to that we are sure. See, when you are not excellent, you know, you just need to tell you are the only one that can tell yourself the truth when you are not doing excellently. Do you know there are instances that what is mediocre, what mediocrity in your site might look like excellence in other people's sites?
Because of their own level of vision and exposure.
But it is hunger that will make you understand that where you are at the moment is not where you should be.
You understand? Let me bring that home for you. Sorry, you will continue. It is how, let's say, it's how me and my friend we're talking about it today, that there's a certain cycle of expectation that most of us, especially in this side of the world, are put into. Once you start making a certain amount of money, just go and buy one land though, and be building it small. Even if it is at the back end of money, shall have a house. Once you have a house, you know that once you are now a landlord, you don't have any problem again. You're no longer paying rent. You, at your young age of 20-something or early 30s, you're not going to be living at the back end of landlord so that you say, me too, I'm landlord.
I'm a landlord.
Those kind of people, they'll not be driving on the road. If you overtake them, they'll be angry. Do you know who I am? My landlord. Your friend. In your house now, you went out to go out, you went to the supermarket. Before you come back, they have jumped your fence and they have steal your generator. Okay, what? Landlord now, you don't have, see, get me. I'm not saying it. I don't have land, I'm not landlord. I have not bought a house. But watch out. But right, what I'm trying to say is that coasting, like, there's a certain place that there's a certain level of people you speak to, like, I has built a house so in so and so, like, I'm not the landlord near now. Whereas certain people like, okay, so where's it? I cannot visit you in that your I cannot visit you in that your Lanlate or that your Lalukmo, wherever you are, what's it called? But you know, if you are not the kind of person that just sees it like, me, I'm not trying to be local champion, the finest house in Lalukmo or I don't even know where Lalukmo is. Maybe Lalukmo is a good area. I don't know. Or wherever. I am trying to touch the world. I'm trying to be a globally known figure. I want to be XYZ around the world. If you allow yourself to conform to the standards of people that are not seeing what you're seeing, it is another way that you get grounded. So I get what you mean. Like those, to some extent, those ones, they were trying to use you know. They saw that you people were on an upward trajectory. They themselves had not gotten anywhere. They just wanted to hook on it. So that when you now start getting better awards, you now say, yes, we were the first to recognize I beg. My bro, it's already been over an hour. And if we continue like this thing will enter 2 hours. I want to say a real big thank you. I don't know if anybody has any questions in here. While they might be dropping that, because there's a bit of a lag between our conversation here and what is broadcast on YouTube. I want to say thank you for, opening up about your story and, really helping us to understand hunger, bro. There's some things that you and I have talked a lot about, some things I didn't even know, like the studio thing, the radio station thing. I didn't know you went to open your own radio station. I didn't know that you never interviewed for a job. You cut that soap for me. Come on, I'll come and collect Grace. I'll tap from Grace.
No. Me, I want to tap into your Grace too.
We are no wahala now. We go both drop this. We go tap from each other. But yeah, man. Anybody that understands something you said earlier on in this episode would understand the importance of conversations like this. There is an aura that rubs off you when you're a part of certain conversation, even if you're not talking there and you're just listening to it, right? There's a certain frequency you tap into that you just know. It goes from it now goes to I know. You know that there's a difference between what you believe and what you know. What you believe is what you are trying to it's supposed to be. What you know, nobody can drag it with you. No one can drag. I don't have to believe I'm a man. I know I'm a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are some things that I'm believing for that it will happen. The way to go from believing to knowing, sometimes not until you do it, is from the interactions you get. You have, like me now, I have a rule. If there's something I set my sights to, as long as I can see one person that has done it before, I know it's possible. The only thing that still puts me in a room of uncertainty is I've not seen somebody that has done it before. Once I see one person that has done it before, it is settled. It's now I know it is possible, and I can get it done. Man, I'm not seeing any questions, and that is all good and all cool. If we wait another 1 or 2 minutes and there are no questions in the comment section, I will have to let our guests go, because as you can already see from all the awards and everything at the back of this man, he's a busy man, a man of timber and caliber. The Apata Kuti. Is that, you see, I don't even know how to hype people, I'm sorry. Bro, I don't see any questions, and I think I've waited enough. Thanks a lot for gracing the stage of the Samuel Kukumo Live experience. I am sure that anybody with any iota of hunger in them has caught something tonight that can turn, and not just can, that will turn, their stories around, and will give them a level of certainty to operate at a different level. Thank you so much, Mr. Icon.
I'm so honored. Thank you for having me in your platform. And I do not take this for granted.
I always call you our future governor. Me, I brought you here so that when you finally become governor or president, I'll just be like, I interviewed him in 2026.
It will happen by God's grace. It will happen by God's grace. And I just want to tell everyone, as my final notes on this call, that impossibility is dead. What you have not tried is the only impossible thing. As long as you can dream it, you can achieve it. I'm not even trying to motivate anyone here. I'm just trying to tell you that there is more to what you can become. The success of yesterday has ended. You need to record more, because success is not measured in the past. It's only measured in the present. So for the relevance of yesterday is not the same as today. Things keep evolving. And if you must be recognized today, it means that you've also got to step up your game to be better. Thank you so much. I'm so honored. And thank you for listening, everyone. God bless you.
Icon. God bless you. Damela, I don't know if you remember him from your book launch. He's congratulating you.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm being a dad. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so honored. Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Do take care, my bro. And goodbye, everyone. Catch you next Friday.